This is Shawn Green. Thank you for tuning into the Online Zone on Card Player TV. This is the Online Poker Weekend Recap. Things were back to normal this weekend in almost every way after the completion of the Full Tilt Online Poker Series last week. I say almost because Full Tilt kept the ball rolling with its first ever weekly $750,000 guaranteed tournament, a guarantee that was upped from the $500,000 guarantee before the F-Tops. All four of the Sunday majors this week had star power at the final table, so let's get to it to see who final tabled where. The monthly $500 buy-in version of the PokerStars Sunday Million had 2,644 entrants and a prize pool of $1,322,000. Jordan Scarface 79 Smith made the final table of the event. Let's check out the elimination hands to see how he fared. In the first elimination hand, Only Play Rags check-raised all in on a flop of King Queen Jack, and it was called by RK58, who showed King Queen for top two pair. Only Play Rags held an unfortunate King Jack for a worse two pair and was out in 9th place. Poker Guru 69 was down to the felt 20 minutes later when he pushed all in pre-flop with Ace-5 suited and was called by RK58 with a dominating Ace-Jack. The board brought an ace but failed to further improve Poker Guru 69, and he was eliminated in 8th place. Another 20 minutes, another elimination hand. Jeffrey JJJ raised all in on a flop of 8-5-5 with two hearts, and Sir Donald R.M. called with just Ace-10 for Ace-High. Jeffrey JJJ held Jack-9 of hearts and was actually a favorite on that flop, but the turn and river bricked out and he was sent railward in 7th place. Scarface 79 was the next to go when he got all in pre-flop with pocket nines and went up against the Ace-6 of Sir Donald R.M. Sir Donald R.M. caught an ace on the flop to take down the pot and put Scarface 79 out in 6th place. Matt Z-Man 69 then went out in a very peculiar hand. He raised pre-flop and Sir Donald R.M. re-raised. Matt Z-Man 69 called and the flop came King 10-2. Matt Z-Man 69 ended up check-raising all in, and Sir Donald R.M. called and showed just 6-2 offsuit for a pair of deuces. Matt Z-Man 69 was ahead with Ace-10 for a pair of tens, but the turn brought another deuce, and Matt Z-Man 69's tournament came to an end in 5th place. RK58 then pushed all in pre-flop with Ace-4 suited and ran into the Ace-9 of Sir Donald R.M. Both players paired their kickers, but Sir Donald R.M. prevailed to bust RK58 out in 4th place. The three remaining players then paused the tournament to discuss a possible chop. According to the By the Chips chop numbers, Sir Donald R.M., the chip leader, was guaranteed $193,000, Kaweko was guaranteed $127,000, and Egar1M, the short stack, was guaranteed $98,000, which was $17,000 more than third place paid. $30,000 would have been left for the eventual winner. Egar1M insisted that he needed at least $120,000, and the other players couldn't accept this, and play continued. Egar1M then watched from the sidelines as Kaweko got out of his way in line for the top prize. Kaweko pushed all in pre-flop with pocket tens, and Sir Donald R.M. called with pocket jacks. The jacks held up, and it was down to heads up between him and Egar1M. Sir Donald R.M. had a 15-1 chip lead over Egar1M, but against all odds, Egar1M pulled into a slight chip lead after doubling up twice and then raking in some smaller pots. The two players then paused the tournament again to re-attempt deal-making discussions. Egar1M was now guaranteed $175,000, and Sir Donald R.M. was guaranteed $162,000 as the By the Chips chop numbers went, and $30,000 was left for the eventual winner. Egar1M said that he wanted at least $200,000 now. Sir Donald R.M. did not think that such an offer was realistic, and play continued once again. A big hand occurred after the break, wherein Egar1M pulled in a $13.6 million pot with a full house. Sir Donald R.M. mucked and was left with a much smaller stack, but still over 20 times the big blind. Something about the hand and the failed deal-making discussions must have gotten to him, however, as he continuously open-pushed all-in pre-flop, even though he still had a formidable stack, and $120,000 was still on the line. Egar1M held pocket eights, and Sir Donald R.M. had just King 7 suited. The board bricked out, and Egar1M won the final pot and the $243,000 first-place prize. The newly established Full Tilt $750,000 guarantee just barely covered its guarantee when 3,784 entrants bought in to generate a prize pool of $756,800. Notable Internet pro Michael Martin23 Martin made the final table of the event. Martin23 eventually got all in pre-flop with the best hand, pocket tens, versus two players, but both players wound up drawing out on him, and he was sent to the rail in 6th place. When it got down to three-handed play, Spirit 619 held the lead and Polka Chump was the short stack. Those two players switched roles after about 15 minutes of play, and Spirit 619 became the new short stack. He called all in on a board of King Queen 6-5 and showed pocket jacks, and was behind Polka Chump's King 10. Polka Chump hit an unneeded 10 on the river for two pair to take out Spirit 619 in third place. Polka Chump had a slight chip lead in the final hand. To her 5 got all in on a flop of 9-8-5 with top two pair, but Polka Chump called with 7-6 for a flopped straight and took down the final pot. Polka Chump earned $134,000 for taking down the tournament. The Ultimate Bet $200,000 guarantee had 889 entrants, down slightly from last week's 909 entrants. The tournament required a $22,200 overlay. Prominent Internet pro Jeff YellowSub86 Williams, who was also the $1 million winner of the 2006 European Poker Tour Grand Final, made it to the final table of the event. YellowSub86 made it to heads up as the second place stack versus KLS LCZ. YellowSub86 turned the tables on KLS LCZ when he called all in after an aggressive preflop action with King 10 suited. KLS LCZ had a small lead with Ace 5 and held on to that lead until the river brought a king. YellowSub86 doubled up and took over the chip lead. YellowSub86 ended the tournament when he raised KLS LCZ all-in preflop with King 3 and KLS LCZ called with Queen 5. The turn paired KLS LCZ's 5, but the river completed a wheel straight for YellowSub86 and he left the table in first place with $45,000. The Bodog $100,000 guaranteed tournament had 828 entrants last night, down from last Sunday's 873. Bodog came out of pocket for $17,200 to match the posted guarantee. Prominent internet players Thayer, Thay3R Rasmussen, and Blake Bala B13 Cahill made it to the final table of the event. Bala B13 made an early exit when he got all in preflop with Ace-9 suited and went up against pocket threes. The threes held up and Bala B13 was out in ninth place. Thayer made it to heads-up play as the chip leader versus Slimebag. Slimebag was playing very aggressively. In the biggest hand of heads-up play, the aggressive preflop play resulted in Thayer pushing all in with pocket jacks and Slimebag calling all in with Ace-10. An ace came on the turn to put Slimebag in the lead and to cripple Thayer. Thayer pushed all in the very next hand with Queen 10 and Slimebag called with King 2. The board unnecessarily put out two more deuces to give Slimebag trip twos to take down the pot. Thayer finished in second for $14,000 and Slimebag collected the $25,000 first place prize. That's all for this week. Good luck on the digital felts, and thank you for watching the Online Zone on Card Player TV.